I think Quan produced this.
Play this record as frequently as possible.
Yo, what up? It's Black Nerd Planet back again. Me, Marlon Holloway. Ooh, that was weird.
It's all in the flow, man.
Yeah, we're
keeping it going.
We'll figure it out eventually.
This is Jordan Carmichael as always. It's closer to the middle of August, unlike last week.
Now, for sure. Now you can definitely say that for sure. Now
I was a little premature.
Jumped the gun a little bit. It's all good, you know. Days they all run together anymore at this point.
Man, after age 25, it's all downhill from here, man. It's all one day. Man, the whole year is just one day.
and the problem with that is I just turned 25 and it's already like that. So I'm definitely getting the picture.
Man, it's a sad thing, but we still living.
You know, yeah, it's all good. What you been up to though? You know, what kind of stuff you got cracking over there?
Man, I went and saw that Teen Titans movie with my kids yesterday.
Mm-hmm. How was that?
I got on Twitter and I was just like, man, well, first I wanted to see what other people thought about it being a lame, really. Mm-hmm. And then because I thought it was a good movie. Like, if you like Teen Titans Go, which there's so much hate on that show just because it's not, regular Teen Titans and it's just a whole bunch of goofy mess. But in terms of just, like, having fun and, like, the jokes and stuff in that movie, it was, like, pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Which it was hard to even find a theater to go to in town. Like, we had to go out, like, 30 minutes away than the normal, like, 10-minute drive we take around the corner. Mm-hmm. And the reason, I told my daughter, I was like, oh, yeah, I want to go to the movie. And I'm like, all right, like, I promised her, basically. So I didn't want to break my promise, so I had to do it at that point. But it was cool, man. Like, honestly, like, I'd rather watch that movie again than watch Justice League again.
Dang.
Like, honestly, like, mainly just because it's goofy and just whatever. Like, an hour and a half of just jokes and stuff like that. They do a lot of, like, songs. Like, I mean, they do that on the show, too, like, songs and just goofy stuff. But it was a lot of funny parody and different, like, they do, like in the preview, they show, like, Deathstroke's in it, and they're like, ooh, Deadpool, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of, like, Marvel reference, like, Stan Lee pops up and stuff like that, so it's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
But, shoot, besides that, man, we was on with Call of Duty a little bit. I ain't played that in a couple months. Really more than a couple months.
I've been trying to recruit as many of my friends who I used to play Call of Duty with to, like, take a break from Fortnite. A little bit, especially my one homie. He, we was talking and he was like, man, I ain't bought online in like 6 months because you get to, Fortnite free to play or whatever.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's true.
I guess you can play it without having like PlayStation Plus. I'm not entirely sure how.
Yeah, I think that's one of the. I think free to play games are that way.
Yeah, so you can play it without being so that's cool. But I was like, man, maybe just we still got there's a lot of games that we can be playing right now, or the games that we used to play as much as we've been playing Fortnite. So I've been definitely trying to get hop back on Call of Duty. I've been hopping back on there myself a lot more just in the past couple of days.
And
or whatever.
It was cool when we was on there. It was only like we probably did about 5-7 matches or something. I don't even know, but it was definitely like after not playing in a month, so it was a cool change of pace.
Yeah.
And Call of Duty, like, and even Fortnite, I really don't want to play them games by myself.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
the experience isn't the same.
Yep.
Especially when you dying a whole bunch. At least you can like laugh or something when you with your homies.
When you running with a squad or something.
Man, that's what, and I was thinking about that too. Like, what have I been doing? Like, cause we be on Fortnite so much, and everybody either you on it a lot or you not on it at all, dang near really. And it's like, man, I need to play some other stuff.
Man,
like I've been trying to get back on.
I'm getting hooked by the Fortnite fever.
Yeah, get on. I still haven't beat Pokemon Ultra Sun from last year, so I'm like, man, I need to beat that mug. I'm like, maybe halfway through it. I don't know. Especially, played the one the year before, and it's like essentially the same game.
Yep.
And just being a Pokemon whore, I'm like, well, I guess I'll get this one. So, but
still gotta play it.
But yeah, that's been about it, man. Really on the what have I been doing? Obviously working 8 hours a day to do it to you, but whatever. No one cares about those things.
Shoot, man. Speaking of movies, I actually went to the movies today myself.
Oh, word.
Yeah, we went to see the Slender Man.
Oh, well, that's like is it just a horror movie or?
Yeah, it's like
really
horror
know.
suspense, like
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, psychological thriller kind of situation where it was a lot of like mind playing tricks on you type of stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, I like those better than just the gory stuff.
Yeah, and it was PG-13, so you know it definitely wasn't a whole bunch of like just guts.
There's not a lot of horror movies anymore.
Because I mean, I feel like at this point, people don't really care about it. Like you said, I mean, I do. I'm not like, yo, I need to see that blood and guts, but I appreciate it for the
if it's
style
in taste.
of movie. Yeah, the style of movie that it be like. I mean, if it's a horror movie, yeah, I kind of want to see some slashing and some slicing and some dicing. You know what I'm saying? But I think that the wave now is, you know, psychological thriller. How can I scare you without chopping up this body in front of you? Because of course you're like, oh my God, is that a chopped up body? I can't take it, B. But if, you know, I can scare you by telling you that it's something in that hallway or playing some ominous music and not actually showing you what it is. And I think people are kind of getting into that more. So it's taking away that, like, you know, you don't have to make the movie rated R. Yeah. And now you can show it to more people, even though it's like a scary movie.
Probably from just like a money standpoint too. Like if it's PG-13, then you gonna get more people to watch it.
Your audience is definitely wider for sure.
But then, you know, like the old school horror fans are like, man, it ain't R-rated. This ain't got, you know what I'm saying? They want that Freddy, Jason stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, because I feel like that's the kind of person I am, or those are the kind of movies that I'm into, where I turn them on, you know what I'm saying, if I'm just chilling or whatever. But, you know, I can definitely appreciate a psychological thriller for sure.
I like mystery stuff like that.
Yeah,
which you know was funny. Well, this is any, you know, movie. Finish your thought before I go on.
I don't know.
I just killed your whole train.
I was like, well, moving on.
Well, because I was listening to Giant Bombcast, giantbomb.com. It's a pretty dope podcast they do like every week, and they one of the guys, I can't remember which one, was saying how he doesn't, because, you know, we be talking about Hollow Knight a lot, and one guy was just like, man, he doesn't really like it, and I was just like, man, what? Hollow Knight, you don't like it?
How?
And he was like, a lot of it was, he was saying he didn't like the map system, how you got to buy the map from the guy in the different areas, and then, which I agreed on his second point, was like certain bosses can seem kind of cheap or whatever. But I definitely was just like, oh man, you know, like Hollow Knight, like, and he was like, the environment was so like in the beginning it's so bland, and it takes like, he said 10 hours to get like to the good part. And I'm like, I don't know about 10 hours, but 10. Maybe like 3 or 4, maybe. But
he just, cause I mean, if you really exploring, you gonna stumble across some stuff.
Yeah,
even stuff that you not necessarily supposed to stumble across.
Yeah, you gonna find something.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I was kind of taken aback by that. So I'm like, man, Hollow Knight, one of my favorite games the last like year or two. Really,
yeah, definitely. It's definitely something that's fun to play. But I mean, in terms of like, just like the bosses being kind of cheap. I mean, yeah, some of them are, but it's such a big map that it's kind of like, all right, well, here's the boss for our town. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, here's what we can put forth in terms of defense.
Yeah.
And I mean, not every little city. I mean, even in regular life, I mean, real life, you know, not every country's got a strong army or they got, you know, crazy,
I didn't know that's
crazy
where we were
defense.
going.
But,
the analogy.
I mean,
that's funny.
It's just how I be, you know what I mean? So I guess, you know, I feel like I've been hearing like mixed reviews for people just being like, I don't know about Metroidvania. It
happens. Because they were talking about Dead Cells, which I don't think we both haven't played yet.
I've been
thinking about it, but I'm just like, though I can't understand, like, because for people that don't know, like, Dead Cells is like roguelike games, which a roguelike is basically you go into a world if you die, you have to start over. Like, the whole point of the game is like each time you go through is a different experience. Like, it's never the exact same thing you're gonna be doing. So I'm like, and I understand that, and all the roguelikes I've played have either been like, either I've kind of played them for a little bit, or I haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of like, the style of game is, it's not something I'm used to, I guess, and it would take like something really extraordinary for me to get into. But like, this one looks cool, but I don't understand if there's like a true like end to the game, or like, or how much am I really gonna want to keep going back, because you like get different weapons each time, and but like you can kind of start stacking up more options for weapons and stuff that you spawn with, I guess. And I don't know, like the art style looks cool and like the enemies look cool, but I'm like, I don't know, man. $25 for like a game that I guess doesn't really end as a good deal, but you know, that's kind of been the comparison the last couple weeks, is that Dead Cells and Hollow Knight. And I'm just like, shoot, I ain't beat Hollow Knight yet, so I dang sure don't really need to play this.
I don't know if I want to get in another one right now, and at this exact moment in time, especially because of that being the style of the games that I got on the Switch. Basically,
and that's where I want to play it too. It's like, on all the stuff, I think.
Celeste too, which I mean, that's basically in that same family. It's just not as high on the mountain, I guess, but it's just that Metroidvania kind of, you know, forage, and see what you can
figuring
do.
It out.
Just that kind of style of game, and I mean, for me, that's already 2. You know what I'm saying? That's basically $40 for the same game at this point. So
exactly.
I might have to wait on that one, especially since I just bought Overcooked. Overcooked 2. I forgot about that.
I need to play that one. I still need to play the first one some more. I know the second one's a little different, I heard. But I don't think you hadn't played the first.
Nope, I didn't play the first one, so I can't really like compare it.
I don't even really know.
That shit hard. It's a difficult game to play by yourself, that's for sure. I've been trying it, and I get on there and play it, and like, I mean, you know, I'm biffing it up. You know, dishes is going by the wayside or whatever, but I'm trying, and I feel like, you know, it's getting a little better, you know what I mean, where I'm figuring out, okay, you know, I've got to make up a plan before I go into this, you know what I mean? So,
trial and error a little bit.
But it's cool, though. It's a nice game to play, especially if you do have some friends.
I'd be interested to, play it with 4 people. I've only played it with my wife a little bit.
I play it online.
I didn't know they had online.
I ran some online with like 3 other people. I did like 2 levels online, and it was cool. But I couldn't really like talk to them, so we was just kind of all running around,
guessing and stuff,
doing our whatever was the next. I mean, you know, open thing somebody else wasn't doing or whatever. I wouldn't be able to do it without talking. That's weird. Running into each other on the grill. You just gotta move. You know, whatever was the open station of something that needed to be done. Hop over there and do it.
But moving into the topics. First topic of the day. One Punch Man still isn't out yet, damn it. They delayed it until April of next year. I'm like, come on, bruh. April, like they said it was supposed to come out end of this year. And I don't know if it got delayed before then. I can't remember, but it's been 2 years.
Think before that, they wasn't saying nothing. They was like, season 2 coming.
For a while, it was just,
we'll see you. We'll call you. Don't call us. They like, we working on it. We got the script. Somebody wrote high on the paper. So we
look at it.
We 75%, but we ready. We'll be ready in about. We'll be ready though.
All right, now see you want to see. I'm just like, come on, bro. Like. One Punch Man is almost in a situation where, I mean, people are still going to watch it. And a lot of people have read the manga, which I haven't read past, like, where the first season ends. So I can't really say too much. But in terms of, you know, seeing the anime, which ones like that where all that action and, you know what I'm saying, that's that style of show. Like, I want to see that in, like, you know what I'm saying, in physical, it's not even physical, but just like, you know, film form, like actually seeing everything moving and all that type of stuff, like Dragon Ball Z. Like, I don't think I ever really wanted to, like, after watching Dragon Ball Z, I've never wanted to like go back and read that book, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wouldn't be the same to me in terms of like what's going on. But I don't know, I just think waiting whatever, we done waited this long, but it's like, all right, man, after so long, for some people it can be like, all right, well, I done dang near forgot about it. But I don't know. I don't know if you had an opinion on that.
I like
really.
One Punch Man, and I'm really excited for it. Whenever it drops, I'll be waiting outside with my hand on the remote.
Yeah.
To turn it on Netflix, or if I have to get on the computer and watch it, wherever I gotta go, I'll be pulling up for that action because I like that show. And I read the manga too, and I read a little bit past, maybe like halfway, a little bit past what season 1 would be on the show though.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, that was a while back now at this point, so I couldn't tell you like, really it was running around. It gotta look like this.
Yeah, and that begs the question. I don't think I saw how many episodes this season's gonna be either, because the first season of One Punch Man was like pretty short, wasn't it? It was only like 13 episodes, I think. Like, so if this one comes out and it's only like 13, I'll be like, all right, man, that was kind of like a waste. It's only like a couple months, you know what I'm saying? Waiting years, but whatever. People have had worse things happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on from that. So I skipped this last week and put it on the list, but if anybody follows video game news, like, you know, as closely as I do, and looking at like IGN.com or just Twitter or Facebook, whatever, there's this guy, Philip Mewson, that worked for IGN, which now he done got fired because he's just a big scammer. Like, he first started off as a YouTuber, and he got noticed by IGN, got hired as a Nintendo editor, like the main Nintendo guy or whatever. And then he was hosting a Nintendo voice chat show. And like, me personally, when I was seeing him on the video for their podcast, I'm like, man, that dude kind of seemed a little weird to me. Like, you know, you just kind of look at people, you know, you can't judge people, but at the same time, I'm like, man, he just seemed kind of like awkward. Like, I'm not sure about this dude. And then, like 2 weeks ago, I guess, this guy, Boomstick Gaming on YouTube, writes a review or a video review for Dead Cells, which we talked about earlier. And he noticed that Philip's review on IGN was like the same as his review. Like, his review came out sometime in July, and Philip's came out like maybe a week later or something like that. So he's just like, hey, IGN and all these people on Twitter and stuff, like, you know, you kind of just took my stuff. What are you going to do about it? Like, and he wasn't even like really mad from like what it looked like, but he's just kind of like, you know, y'all kind of got to give me some compensation for this or something. Like,
man, I need something, man. He just got me.
So it starts off where, everybody's like, oh my God, this dude, he done did this, and that. And, you know, they had dude, you know, he can't work there. And they went and looked back. He did plagiarize, and they got Jason Schreier from Kotaku, which is like the best like actual game journalist out there that actually like does like journalism things instead of just talking like we do. Like, he was like, oh man, he found some more examples of like a FIFA review that he plagiarized like right before he got hired at IGN. So, and then everybody's like, oh, what is this dude? You know, is he gonna say something for himself?
That's crazy. And
then he gets on YouTube. He says, oh, well, you know, I did it, but, you know, whatever, basically. Like, he didn't even, like, apologize. He's just kind of like, I hope everybody's not mad. Like, I hope everybody lets me back in the industry. Like, no, dude, you're not getting back for plagiarizing. Like, people want to have a job like that so bad, and you just, like, step on it like that. Yeah. Like, it's crazy.
You just copied and pasted.
Dude.
And that's... didn't even say, because it would have been one thing if you did that and you was like, you know, I was watching some other reviews and some other guys, this is what they was saying.
No, and that's exactly what he did, though. And that, and I left that part out. He was like, in the video, he was like, when he goes to like write stuff, he'll like look at other people's stuff to see like what they kind of did. And I'm like, wait, but why would you have to do that for it's your opinion? It was a review of a game. So, yeah, it's just like, come on, bro. If you wrote a review and he played the game. It wasn't like he didn't play it. He played the game and still like had to get words from someone else. Which basically means like you're not a good writer. No. And what came out like this week is that he's done like this multiple times from like various places. Like,
and it ain't even nothing really to write. I mean, all like you said, all you doing is saying your opinion.
Yeah.
Actually, like, it'd be different if you had to actually write a script.
Exactly, like a whole screenplay or something.
Yeah, that would be one thing where you was like acting, but you ain't even act. You just playing a game and then you just playing a game and then saying that how you felt about it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm just like, bruh, like, come on, man. Like, I would kill to have a job like that, and you just gonna be like, well, I'm gonna steal everybody's stuff on the internet. Like, he was stealing stuff from people's, like, forum posts on, like, NeoGaf and just, like, various places. Like, and I think they said even from people he worked with at IGN, he was stealing.
If you say that you would kill for that job, then he would copy and paste for that job. We can just go on record and say that if you saying it's worth killing for, that's the type of job that you would do that for, then obviously there's no shame in copy and pasting it. That's like stealing a pen off somebody's desk.
That's wild, man. But it giving him the time of day is like, you know, to even think about putting him back in that world is just ridiculous. Like, if you was doing that to get a job at the biggest gaming site, basically, like, you wouldn't do. There's nothing you won't do. There's nothing you won't do.
You won't have no care in the world for that.
But yeah, that dude's a scumbag. Like, come on, man. That's high school stuff. You don't copy no papers, bro.
Yeah.
Especially if, like, I mean, it's one thing, like, not getting caught, but you've done it how many times, and you do get caught, and you don't even say sorry.
Or go back and delete the old ones.
Man.
Like, when they found this one, they didn't know about the other one, so I'm like, shit, I can't delete that one, delete that one. You know, actually, I decided that my work, I just didn't even want to, you know, I just took it all. I was resigning, basically. I have a
different opinion.
Yeah, you know, I want to, my camera had a bad upload. It was funny. So I just went ahead and took it all down, you feel me?
What a crock.
But he was like, well, you got me. Oh, damn, you found the rest of those? Oh, yeah, you got me.
Oh, man.
Damn, you got me. Shoot. You know, I just thought, you know, nobody told me I couldn't do it.
Where's the rules that say this?
Nobody said don't copy and paste. I mean, why would they put copy and paste as an option if you can't copy and paste? What am I supposed to do, man? I'm sorry.
Idiot.
Hey, man, squandered away. Good job.
Man, getting off that baloney. I was talking about last week, we were talking about Evo and fighting games, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try to get good at Street Fighter or something. And this is real quick. I got the arcade stick, and I've been trying to use it. Man, it's like trying to learn how to ride a bike or something again, man. Like, it's one thing playing on the pad my whole life, because, you know, our area, we talked about this, like, not really being in the arcade, playing on a joystick. I'm legit having to learn how to do quarter circle, you know, fireball, Hadokens and stuff and everything. And I get on Tekken, I'm trying to sidestep, I'm over here clanking around and stuff. I'm just like, man, this is kind of tough. Like, I'll make the right choice in my life by doing this. I thought I was going to be good. You know, you get on, I got on Reddit, I'm like, how to get good at an arcade stick? What an idiot. But no, I like using it, though. And it definitely helps on, like, certain moves and stuff like that. But it's definitely, like, a whole, like, learning curve. And some people are like, yeah, it took me, you know, about half a year, 6 months to a year to kind of get good at the stick. I'm like, dang, man, half a year? I might be dead. Yeah, that's about it. I had tagged you on that Call of Duty, like, teaser for the Blackout, for the
Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale. I was about to say the Fortnite thing. Like, I mean, like, that's all it is
at this point.
And I think we talked about it, where even pre-ordering the game, you get to play in the Call of Duty beta. But the only way you get the beta on PlayStation, I think, is buying it off the store, which you don't get any refunds if you don't want it or anything like that. I'm pretty sure that's the only way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't mess with it this time around, so I'm not sure.
You know, back in the day, you go to GameStop, give them the $5, and, you know, you get the little code and whatnot. But now I'm just like, all right, man, I want to try to, you know, so I want to try the Battle Royale out. and see what they talking about, because I don't want to just put the 60 down on the game and then it's trash or whatever, especially after this last Call of Duty. I haven't played enough, even for, just from the last day or whatever. But the sound of it, having vehicles and everything in a battle royale, and they're gonna have the squad mode, duos, and all that, typical stuff. And plus, it just, being Call of Duty and being like one of the biggest games ever, like, I would think the experience is gonna be up there. They got the money and all that to really put into the game. But in terms of just me putting down the 60 for the pre-order and all that, I was like, come on, man, I could at least did a little, just do a free beta or something like that. You would think that they would rather do a free one so more people would get on there to try it out.
I mean, but I think Call of Duty got a base of fans. They know who was coming here for what and what people want. I mean, out of Call of Duty. So they like, here's this beta. If you want to get in on it, here's what you got to do. And if you don't, you don't. I mean, plenty of people did it. You know what I'm saying? Or even was like, yep, bam, I need that right now today for sure.
Yeah, Call of Duty, like you said, they have like that strong fan base of people. And then I've only skipped one game over the last, however many years. And that was the Infinite Warfare, I think.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. I didn't get Ghosts.
Oh, yeah, I hated Ghosts.
I didn't have. I think that was where it started for the ones that I didn't have.
Yeah, that's because that was the first one on the new systems. And I remember, did I play the story mode? I think the story was okay. But the online was, it was one or the other where I was just like, this is kind of weak. But yeah, Ghosts was whatever. But in terms of that fan base, like, it seems like, the hype on Call of Duty is still there, but it's not, Modern Warfare 2 through like Black Ops 2 era where it was like real hype. Yeah, I think this is kind of like the perfect timing for Call of Duty in a sense, getting this whole battle royale thing. I mean, obviously it has to work, but I think this can, either it can bring in new people or the people that have been playing, they'll stick around longer.
I just want for them to give me a present day Call of Duty. When they make a present day, and I feel like, okay, now I'm hype about Call of Duty like how I used to be hype about Call of Duty. Like, it's either super old, like dumb old, or 20 years in the future, and I'm fighting with my character as a robot whose leg can come off, and I can throw it at you and then catch it back like a football.
But and in saying that, I should have looked this up, but I think that this is Black Ops, right? Yeah. So wait a minute. I think this one is like time like before the other Black Ops, maybe. So that's because I don't think they have jetpacks in this one or like the flying suits. I think from what I've heard. But it's still not what you're saying. But in terms of like everything, it's not. I don't think it's the exact same. But it's not what you talking about.
Yeah, I was listening to some people stream it on Twitch because I wasn't watching it. It was just playing in the background, and from what I was hearing, it was too much going on. Like, now you can heal yourself while you're trying to fight, and you like that's how you can get your health back. There's like health regen thing while if you're playing a regular team deathmatch. That's weird. And I don't know, man. It just seems like every time they just take it a step more complicated than the last one, than the previous one.
Yeah,
or the one before. Even just not going like chronologically, just talking about like Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3 and so on and so forth. Because I mean, Black Ops 2 was regular. They wasn't doing that on Black Ops 2.
Yeah, it was closer. It was more grounded. You right.
But it just, I mean, and it's cool. If that's what you like, especially if that's what you like. But I mean, I just don't know what happened to regular. When did Modern Warfare become Advanced Warfare? Like,
I mean, what they made with 3 Modern Warfares, and then the first Black Ops was They was like time traveling though. That was that whole thing with Black Ops. I believe they was time traveling.
Yeah, I don't really know like the story mode parts of it. I just really kind of played the online and seen just like where they was at. I'm pretty
sure it was time travel because they was going back and forth between like old and new. It's been so long, but I'm pretty sure that was what was going on.
Yeah,
but Black Ops 1 and 2 is like probably my favorite Call of Duties. But
yeah, for sure, I definitely like Black Ops 2 for sure. But it's just like, I mean, and I get it because they did make like 3 Modern Warfares or whatever. You know, okay, so now you made like 3 Black Ops. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what you're saying, it's not a Modern Warfare on the new generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we'll see. Yeah, I'm sure they'll go back to it though. You can only do World War II so much,
but even just
all that.
I mean, even not just Activision or whichever one is doing World War II, like, cause even Black Ops 2 was. I mean, like you said, it was back in time. It was like Vietnam times on that one or whatever time it was. So, I mean, they always going backwards.
Yeah.
And they like to go forwards. But can we just stay right here for 1 second? Can we just pull up where we already are right now? I want
2018, please, sir.
I mean, damn.
Let me get a side of fries.
I'm just tired of jetpacks. I just can't get it.
Did you ever play Titanfall at all?
Nope. Okay. I had got it when I first got my Xbox. I bought it.
Oh yeah, the first one.
I had got because it was cheap. It was on sale for like $10 or something like that. And I grabbed it, but I never ended up playing. I think I gave it away.
Yeah, Titanfall 2 is a good game. I need to go back and play the story mode on there because everybody that I've heard talk about it says they like it. Like I've played like maybe an hour or so, like on like the hardest difficulty. Why I did that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of the online, because they killed that game with like when they put it out with Call of Duty and Battlefield coming at the same time, blah blah blah. But and then they both Call of Duty and Titanfall had the mech suits and stuff at the same time, so it didn't even make sense. But in terms of like how the game feels and the shooting and stuff like that, it's pretty fun. And like I wish more people would have played it because it's a really good like online wise and stuff like that. Even getting into the big suits and everything is pretty fun. But yeah, I wish that game would have had a better life. I'm sure there's still like a dedicated few people playing, but even when I was on there, it was like, I swear it was only like 12,000 people maybe online.
A number you can count on your hands.
Yeah, you know, Call of Duty got hundreds of thousands or whatever, millions of people playing at the same time. So.
They definitely, that's what I said earlier. They definitely got a group that's rocking with them is rocking with them for sure.
Long
I mean, because I'm on that list too, technically, because even though I don't care about Black Ops 3 and I'm complaining every day, every time we talk about that shit, I still got Black Ops 3. I still bought a physical disc, you know what I mean? I'm still on World War II heavy. So, you know, it's impossible not to at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be around for the while. And moving on, Shenmue 1 and 2 are coming back. Now, I know you don't know what these games are.
Nope.
And me, I've only played like half of the first one when I was a kid. So, which is funny thing about you was probably like 7 when that came out and I was like 10 or something. But that's not the point. The point of the story is these games came out. Well, Shenmue 1 came out on the Dreamcast. And Shenmue 2 came out on Xbox back like 2001, 2003, whatever. And Shenmue was like, I think that was the first like open world game that I remember playing before Grand Theft Auto. And Shenmue was basically like, it wasn't like running around shooting, you know, that kind of thing. It was basically like it's a dude in Japan and it's like rural area and he's trying to, I don't even remember the story. Like, I'm just going to talk about what I remember. He's running around. Like, it's just like it's like, this is when I kind of figured out that, like, Japanese games are different. Because, like, the stuff that they're willing to put in the game, like, he was like, you're like one of the things I remember is, like, going to the vending machines and, like, you just, like, put in your little money or whatever and you just get, like, a toy. And you don't do anything with it. Like, it's just a part of the game. Like, you know, like, I never, like, saw something like that. Now, this is the first game that I remember having the QTEs, like quick time events.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you about to fight a dude, and it's like, press B, next thing, press A, like, whatever. So at that time, it was a real different experience. I don't have any opinion on 2 because I never played it, but the collection comes out on the 21st. It's gonna be like $30, so it's not like a bad deal. Like if they said it was gonna be 60, I'd be like, all right, y'all tripping. Like I think the graphics might have been up-resed or whatever, like HDified.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of just like, $30 game, which it'll probably end up going on sale like Christmas time, so I'll probably be able to wait. But I'm definitely looking forward to that just to see if like history still stands on like 10-year-old me like having fun in like this weird Japanese world that I had never experienced.
Yeah, that's true. That nostalgia gets you every time.
Yeah, and I'm about to jump to a topic I had last, and this kind of goes into, so today, Forbes.com had, like, they basically leaked that Diablo 3 is coming out on the Switch, which I don't think you've, like, messed with Diablo ever.
Nope.
And I've played Diablo 3, like, it came out on PS4, I think 2014. And it's basically like a dungeon crawler. Like, you can play it single player, but it's up to 4 people. It's like action RPG dungeon crawler. Like, level up characters like super high levels, all this magic and blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're putting it back out on the Switch with all the DLC and stuff like they usually do when they come out on Switch, like Skyrim and all that stuff. But the problem is, it's supposed to be like $60 again. Like, I mean, it's a game from like 4 or 5 years ago. And, I mean, yeah, it has all the DLC in it. But it's like, come on, bro. Like, and they did this with, like, Skyrim, too. Like, I'm not about to pay $60 for a game that came out freaking forever ago, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? $40 maybe. I'd have been like, all right, that's decent.
Mm-hmm.
But $60 is like, all right, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot for an old game, especially if it's not even, like, remastered or redone or nothing.
Yeah,
just...
with the Switch, they gotta, like, in a lot of times, dumbed stuff down to put it on there.
Yeah.
So, and that was kind of like my question to you, really, is just like, are you cool with, like, for them, I guess, putting old games on the Switch, or just like that price point in general? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess at this point, for this game specifically, I guess it would just depend on how you felt about it. You know what I mean? If that was like your favorite game, you feel me? You probably gonna be more inclined to be like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that mug just because now I can take it with me. A game that you obviously wasn't really able to play it handheld before now, so I could see how you would be like, damn, I really appreciate that. And I'm gonna go ahead and grab that anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as like dumbing it down or like putting it on the Switch, I mean, I could see where you would be like, man, that's kind of weak. But if it's that one game that you love to play, you feel me, that was old, even if it wasn't remastered, you would be like, damn, that was my favorite game, yo. They bringing that back out. I gotta get that. You know what I mean? I don't really care what the price costs because that's your favorite game. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's just like we were saying earlier, they gonna buy it. So, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna buy it. A decent amount of people is gonna cop that mug as soon as it hit the eShop.
And it will be a new experience for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. That have, because, and even though, like, what happened with me when I played the game, I got it, and I was playing it with a couple buddies. I mostly played it by myself, but I played it with a couple friends. And I think my cat, like, hit the surge protector when my PlayStation was on, and my stuff went out. Mm-hmm. And, if the cloud saves on, you got PlayStation Plus or whatever, usually your stuff is cool and it'll come right back up. Yeah. But this game, for some reason, was like the only game that didn't cloud save. And like I looked it up and I guess it was just like a thing. Like, I don't know. Like, for some reason they just didn't put that capability in the game. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right. So I done put all these hours into the game. I'm not going back. Like, I was like super upset.
Yeah, I feel that.
But it's a really good game, but I mean, $60 is a lot to ask for an old game.
$60 on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's really good, but it's just like, all right, man. Like, especially like I know, like Doom, Bethesda put Doom out on the Switch, and they've been putting like the Wolfensteins on there. And, you know, I don't know how they work that magic putting those, like, crazy performance games on there. But obviously they got to dumb those down. It's like, do I want to play it on PlayStation or Xbox where I know I'm going to get, like, the full experience of, like, graphics and all that? Or is having it on the handheld, like, good enough of a reason, you know what I'm saying, to not worry about it?
In my opinion, I would say I'm cool with that because... it's a lot of games that, even like Fortnite, I mean, Fortnite is it's a lot less than when you playing Fortnite on the Switch versus playing it on the PlayStation or on the Xbox. But I still be like, you know what, I'm about to hop on Fortnite just because I'm in the bed and I don't have to get up or I don't have to like move my positioning. I can just play it right there, boom, and then, you know, or whatever. So I think that's a cool thing. You know, you kind of, when you on the go or when you got stuff to do or shit, I mean, even if you didn't want to get up and go sit on the couch or a game chair, you know what I mean? Whatever kind of situation you got, I think it's cool to be able to have like those games. Yeah, those top games that are like performance crazy. Even just, you know, performance average, but you still get that experience. You still feel like I'm playing this game right here little in my hand, you know what I mean? I think that's cool, so.
Which I didn't have this on the list, but it's kind of like with Dark Souls. They got the Dark Souls 1 got remastered this year, and they put it out on the PS4 and Xbox and PC, whatever. And it was supposed to come out on Switch the same day, like back in May. But they ended up delaying it, and they just put their new release date for October 19th. Which I'm sure, like, they delayed it because of whatever kind of performance issues, I would think. But it's like, you know, something like that, like, worries me. Like, if I was to want to get it, you know, for the Switch, like, is it going to even be, like, you know, good enough? Is it going to be all laggy? And, you know, frames dropping and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's true.
But especially for, like you said, if it's a game you really like a lot and you played it before, because that's coming out, it's going to be $40. Which if they put that out for $60, I'd be like, bruh, like, all right, but you know, $40, I'm like, that's, you know, remastered, blah blah blah. But yeah, I'm just like, you know, with the Switch, which one is it, like handheld or not?
I mean, so it's cool because you definitely get both sides of the sword on that action where you could play it on the TV and it probably is a little bit better. You know what I mean? It's probably not as laggy or, like you said, frame rates is cool. So, I mean, you know, I guess it is what it is at this point. I mean, you know, like you said, shit, you're not going to spend $60 on that mug because it's old. And in your mind and from where I'm sitting, it ain't worth $60. I mean, unless you changed up the graphics or, you know what I mean, you at least slapped the remastered on the title. You might have could have got away with it if you was like,
sticker on
man, you know, some. So I feel like you ain't really trying, so I ain't really gonna try.
Do they have Supreme in 2K?
On the new one?
Yeah, like
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
In my mind, I would think, well, but I know they don't let them. I know, like J.R. Smith tried to wear Supreme in a game. They told him to take it off. But I just thought about that. Like, I'm surprised they haven't put that in there. That's totally so random.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I ain't played 2K19 yet, or Madden 19, so I don't know. It might be on there now.
You never know. But yeah, I know. For a lot of people, this is. I mean, I shouldn't even say a lot of people. It's exciting to me and you, the new PS4 Pro Limited Edition they just showed right after they've shown the Spider-Man red and white Spider Edition. Because
they said PlayStation trying to sell another 20 million units before the end of the year.
Dang.
So that's why they putting out. That's why, like, yeah, we got Spider-Man. We got this new one. It's a Pro. We got man, we got these ones in the back that we just found. Man, I'm telling you, man, that's just for you, bro. We got your name on it, man, specifically.
Man, cause
so that definitely makes sense.
So Sony has sold 500 million PlayStations, like in total, like that's between all their systems. I would think between the handhelds too. 500 million is a lot over, you know, what, 20 some odd years, 23 years now, 24 years of PlayStation being out. and the limited edition Pro version that's got the 2 terabyte hard drive. It's got the like dark blue clear shell on it with the gold accents. That mug is clean, man.
And they said there's some special ones that have special dates in the serial numbers.
What are the dates represented?
Like when the first PlayStation went on sale, or like when they reached 1 million sales or whatever. Sir, I heard that on What's Good Games or whatever. That says certain ones got certain little serial numbers that are dates or, you know, specific numbers and not just a regular serial number.
Yeah, and looking at it, I think, is there really only 50,000 of them? Oh, wow. And even the box is nice. Yeah, I think it's only 50,000 of them. And I think it has, like, the number of which one you have on there on the front. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, that's
I wish I didn't get the God of War one now, because this one, like, looks dang near better. This one's pretty clean. It happens, though, man. It's like, I don't think they've had they had, like, the 20th anniversary PlayStation that came out that looks like the PS1 a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I can't think of like any other like special editions they've had. They've like, I got the God of War one.
They had that Battlefront one.
Oh yeah, they had the Battlefront. That's true.
And they had Drake's too.
I think they had Drake. And I think they had a Call of Duty one as well. So I'm lying.
Yeah,
I'm lying to myself.
And just on the
probably because I didn't care what they look like
on those dates.
Of course.
So it's like 0995, which is the U.S. launch date for the first PlayStation, September 9th.
Back in the day.
November 15th was in 2013, that was the PlayStation 4 one, so it'll say 0115 or 1115. And then 2016. Oh, because it don't have the year, it's just the date. But they got ones with the PSVR dates on them too.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of tight though, that they are like, here's this little trick.
History on
there. Just kind of the little Easter egg.
Yeah, and I'm a stone cold liar. It's been a few special editions, which a lot of them have kind of really just come out in the last like year, or coming out. Like they got the Kingdom Hearts 3 one coming out. They had a Monster Hunter World edition, which is pretty dope. I wish I had that.
And this one come with a lot of stuff too, because you get the PlayStation Eye.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
You get a controller. And like you said, that 2 terabyte hard drive, that's crazy.
Wow, there's a lot of them that I think only came out in Japan too. That's probably why I didn't really know. They've had like the gold ones and stuff. But yeah, that one's probably the best one. That clear blue. For people who haven't seen it, you just got to go on PlayStation.com.
Nice.
It's there.
I like the controller too.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, man. Blue and gold that's a little underrated on the cool color combo scale.
Ain't that them colors that they said was on that dress? Can you tell if it's black and gold or blue and gold and white and gold? You know, when everybody was looking at that dress.
Oh, okay.
So people gonna be saying my PlayStation is white and gold.
Oh yeah. I don't understand that at all. I feel like people are lying when they look at that stuff. Like, there's no way you look at anything different than what I'm seeing, or like the Yanni thing or whatever. Like,
hey, I figured that though, but you can hear this like at the beginning. You know, because I heard both of them on that one. So
man, you tripping, bro.
So I can vouch for that one. But the colors though,
what was it, Yanni?
It was Yanni and Laurel.
Okay,
he was saying Yanni.
That was dang near creepy though. Like when I was here, I'm like, man, that's weird.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But that kind of stuff. But I mean, too though, because I mean, you know, if you got people that's like colorblind and all kind of stuff. So I mean, you really will never know what somebody else is looking at. So
like my father-in-law, my father-in-law basically, he's colorblind, and he's a police officer. So I'm like, wait a minute, how that work?
Did you ever have him look at that?
Yeah, well, no, not that. But I did have something my daughter was wearing one day, and we was like, what color is that? Like, messing with it. You definitely got it wrong.
Yeah.
That was pretty goofy. Oh, man. But the ending topic for today, Red Dead Redemption 2 put out their gameplay last week. Mm-hmm. And I got pretty hype about it. I watched it twice, which that tells, usually if you watch something twice, you liked it. I didn't get your thoughts on it. We had kind of talked about it off the record.
Because I feel like, even when they was like, yo, we about to drop this gameplay, I mean, I was already on board.
Yeah.
They had me,
Doesn't really matter
they
what
was
you
coming
do.
back with the 2. I was like, shit, cool. I've been waiting. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting on this since.
You telling me it's coming? All right.
I never played the zombies or none of really the expansion of the first one, so I was like looking forward to it when they was like, yo, we about to pull up. And I was like, yo, I got the garage open for you right now. I'm just waiting on you to get here with
the door is open, sir.
I'm just waiting on you to show up with the stuff, so. But that mug definitely was looking good, though, from the gameplay trailers and just all the stuff that you could get into. I like that they were saying that you can kind of mess with the people, with the NPCs along the way, and different kind of stuff will have you a different little relationship with that specific person. And I thought that kind of interaction and involvement was pretty interesting for sure.
Yeah, and it's funny because, obviously video games been around for a while, and artificial intelligence in games been around for so long, and it's like, it got to that point in gaming where they were like, oh yeah, the AI in this game is top notch. Like, the people around you are gonna have their own little lives and all this da da da. And it's like some games you like, all right, let me see first. Right. But you can kind of trust Rockstar and their development on games. Because you don't want to get it and, they hype it up and like, oh, yeah, you're going to build these relationships. But you play the game and they saying the same thing every day.
Back, like, hey. Or what's that? Yep, I've been drinking again. That classic Grand Theft Auto line. Madre Dios. Those classic, go-to. You always heard those phrases, no matter where you was at, in what town, what thing you was doing. Somebody was always in the background. Yep, I've been drinking again.
Like, wait a minute.
Or, you knock down a couple light poles and crash into a wall, and somebody's in the background like, Madre Dios! And it's just like, dang, well, you missed that.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how I feel now at this point. If they have real relationships where they not just screaming out my leg like SpongeBob, I might be disappointed.
It is crazy because, and going off the NPCs, and I think it's going to work out. But probably the best thing to me, and this is like a cop-out in a way, is just how it looked. Like, I was worried that it was going to look too much like the old, like Grand Theft Auto 5 or even look like the first Red Dead Redemption. Because, like, with Rockstar games, like, the way they do their graphics is like, like a Rockstar game when you see it, and like the way that the character models like move and stuff, and you still kind of see it in this one where it's kind of like this weird, like stiff kind of look. Yeah, but it still looked like pretty fluid. But I definitely was worried about that. In a massive game like this is gonna be like, you can't expect the graphics to be like the best part of the game, I would say, because they gotta make, you gotta make some adjustments somewhere. True. But at the same time, for what they're doing, like in the game, obviously, I don't think it's gonna get delayed again. But it looks really good. Like the way the grass and the sun lighting and the animals and stuff.
You know how I am. I'm just ready to play it. I don't want no more trailers. I don't care about it no more. I don't want you to keep telling me about it for a 6-minute video.
Yeah, and they said it's gonna be another video. Next month, I believe. Yeah. So it's gonna talk about like the mini games and the different enemies and stuff you run into, which that's the kind of stuff that a lot of people look forward to, dang near more than the like the main story. Like the mini games and just all the goofy stuff you can run into on your way to doing whatever, losing track of time in an open world game.
For sure.
Like, the first Red Dead, which I talked about it, like, I never beat it. and I'm scared that's gonna happen with this one where I get to a point where I'm like, all right. Especially because, you know, this one, they was like, oh, yeah, you got the camp development and everything, and, you know, switching, you know, moving around the country town, wherever you're going to be moving to. And I'm like, I hope
you
it's
could
not...
kind of be an outlaw if you want to,
Yeah.
and that would obviously mean that you have to move more often than if you was a regular guy.
Yeah, which, I'm sure it all makes story sense, too. But I just hope they don't, like, lock you in a way where you can't do certain stuff. You know, I'm sure it's gonna be like leveling up progression. Like, you know, you get to this level with your people, and then, you know, you get to do this or do that or do different types of hunts and stuff.
Yeah.
Because even seeing the main character throwing like the pig or whatever it was on the back of that, on his horse, and everything, I'm like, man, it looks pretty crazy.
Yeah,
like,
just having to carry the carcass back to the camp.
Man, I wonder if it's gonna be like other people trying to like rob you or something like that. You
like
know
for the
I mean?
online part of it,
online or just even in the game.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? Like you trying to take back some food for the people, and some other
sure.
outlaws.
I mean,
are
yeah.
like, come here, boy.
I would hope so. You know what I mean? Because that's part of that time. You know, where you know, you was obviously gone for like the whole day for like 8 hours. You know what I mean? But on the way back, you did run into some unsavory characters, or maybe he was a cool dude. You know what I mean? You did kind of run into that kind of stuff. I mean, just like, you know, like the Hateful Eight. That's basically all that was just a bunch of people running into each other on their way to this other
crazy
place.
People.
Because you didn't know who was around or who also was on the road with you. Because, I mean, how could you? You know what I'm saying? So I hope that is a part of it, especially like in the story mode part, because that would be cool. Yeah,
because like you said, you can like all of them are like outlaws, but they put it into like context where you can be, you know, you can help people if you want to, or, you know, if you want to kill people.
You don't necessarily
or
have to be a bad outlaw. Is not like terrible necessarily. It's just kind of like depending on what you choose to do. Yeah. Once you get, you know, you just out.
It's not a one-dimensional like idea.
It's just the fact that you aren't like stationed in a town. This is not your home. You just kind of roam around from town to town. That kind of makes you an outlaw as well. So it's interesting that they are like, you know, it's not just outlaws, not just bad. You're not just a villain running around robbing stagecoaches of people that's just going to, you know, the next town over for some milk or whatever.
Because that's one thing like open world games run into is like when they say you have options, but you always kind of you end up feeling like the option you have is always just killing the person, like, you know, just to get out of there.
Right.
But if you're able to, you know, like they showed you, you know, you can threaten somebody. Like, you don't necessarily have to shoot them. You can just be like, "Hey, bro, you better not come around
even
here
he
no
was
more."
talking to the sheriff because they had he was wanted, and he was kind of talking the sheriff down. The situation wasn't like he didn't like murder somebody. He was kind of like negotiating, like, you know, what really happened was kind of situation. So I think that's cool.
Try to bargain with people.
You can kind of diffuse the situation without necessarily having to shoot the club up. So that's cool.
And I wonder, like, on like a narrative standpoint, like, you know, I'm sure it's gonna be like a single storyline that you gotta finish, but I wonder like how dynamic that's gonna be in terms of like, is there a possibility for like different endings or different, you know, as you're standing in that, you know, the country gonna change, you know, just how that game ends up playing out, I guess.
Right. But if you choose to be a bad guy, is the ending gonna reflect your choices? Yeah. Yeah. That's
because it's a prequel to the first Red Dead Redemption, so in a way, it's kind of got to end a certain way. But I don't know. You know, who really knows? Who really knows?
Like I say, you know, I'm just ready to play. Let me play, and I'll tell you if it was.
We getting into that fall crunch time.
Yep. About to start saving money. About to have to start door dashing. Slinging on the block. I have to be outside. Same draws for 3 weeks, like Young Jeezy say.
About to get a fake Lyft sticker and just start driving people.
That's crazy.
Hey, man. Come on, man.
I mean,
getting the ride.
The sad part is that is kind of something you got to worry about. But you know, that's neither here nor there in this podcast.
neither here nor there.
Oops,
And
I
that
dropped my
about
mic.
does it for the boys on
Yeah, we
this
outie.
lovely day.
I dropped my mic, so that definitely means it's time to go.
Drop the mic on them.
Yep,
It's Black Nerd Planet.
we outie.
All that stuff.
We don't gotta run down the whole Instagram shenanigans, but you know, follow us.
Black Nerd Planet everywhere.
Just follow us. We
Please
out
give
here.
us some 5 stars. Please.
I ain't begging, but you know,
We
We need
$20
that
is
action.
$20. No, we ain't getting no money from nothing. This is all for the free.
it's for you know, so it's cool.
But all the likes and comments are appreciated. And we out of here.
Peace.
Peace.